My name is Benon Ncube. I'm a young person who is a governance activist. You know, Zimbabwe right now is in a bit of a crisis, a heavy one, whereby the president wants to extend his term up to 2030, which is very, very wrong and very unconstitutional. But then it is very wrong for us to assume that they're not going to be able to pursue that agenda, because we're dealing with people that have already gone through with a coup at some point in time. So this is a small thing that they're dealing with. And then you can already see that the war veteran Geza has been complaining and has been outspoken about the president extending his term, and he's speaking against it. But as we talk right now, he's being hunted down by the police. This is their fellow comrade that they are hunting down. Imagine what they would do to ordinary citizens who would speak up against the extension of the term of the president. So it's up to us as young people to always speak up against these things and always act. And it's not only up to us, it's also up to the leadership of us, the young people. The leadership, because we have got leaders. We have got leaders, everyone who doesn't associate with Zanu PF, everyone who doesn't associate with the extension of the 2030 agenda. Everyone who claims to have a following must start speaking against the extension of the term, because keeping quiet about it actually aligns with what the president is doing. So it's difficult now, because you can tell it's difficult to tell who is who, but by their fruits you shall see them. But this is a time for us to speak up. We don't need political affiliations to denounce certain unconstitutional actions. Sometimes we just need to do it by ourselves. We don't need to associate with any political party, because as you stand now, all the opposition parties that we have had, they seem all compromised. So it's all up to us to gather and mobilize, not around individuals, but against this extension of the term. Whether you're Zanu PF, whether you're anti-Zanu PF, the idea is no individual must be greater than the constitution.
What do you think will happen in Zimbabwe if Geza is arrested?
My assumption and my analysis is that Geza can't just be speaking on his own. He is a comrade that they've been eating together from the same table. The only problem could have been that the other one dished lots of food from their plates, and then they probably gave him crumbs. That's why he's complaining. So the problem now is these people working together. They all keep certain weapons within themselves. So yes, if he is to be arrested, I'm sure a couple of his fellow comrades who might think are behind motivating him and helping him to speak up might really shake things up around. It won't be the first time we have been here. In the coup previously actually showed us that it's possible for them to fight within. And then it's also going to be a very difficult situation for the opposition, because usually the opposition finds itself entangled in these internal fights of Zanu PF. And then at the end of the day, once they are done with their own internal fights, they manage to share their food properly. The opposition remains outside. That is if our leaders are also not part of that table. So it's going to be chaos that we're going to experience. But then the chaos is within the cockpit of Zanu PF. And the people at large are always going to be victims. We're always going to be victims. We're the grass that suffers when the elephants fight. So poverty is going to proceed. These people are not fighting for us. They are fighting within themselves. Fighting for us should come from us. Anything that comes from anyone else, just know that it's not our fight.